Welcome to the Real Estate Equation. I'm Ian Mayer with Home Inspections, and I'm here with...
I'm Liz Bushman with the Bushman team at Guild Mortgage.
Today, Liz, we want to talk about the top 10 habits that rockstar agents do for a smooth closing.
Woohoo!
So we're going to assume you're already in escrow.
Okay.
You've already got the buyers, you've got the property, and everything's going great. So we're going to go with number 10. They set realistic expectations. And I think this is definitely a big one on the inspection side, because people get a little antsy that maybe the house isn't going to be perfect. And the fact is, no house is perfect. Every house is going to have issues. Every house is going to have something on the inspection report. I've never gone to a house and not found at least one thing. And that was brand new construction. And even brand new houses, they have issues. But you can always tell when the client's not prepared, because you're in the middle of the inspection and the client starts getting really nervous about, well, who's going to fix that? What's going to happen? What happens next? You got to set all these expectations up front, and not just on the inspection side, but on the lending side.
Oh, yes.
What kind of things do you need to set up on the lending side?
Oh, just basically the whole process.
Right.
Reviewing A to Z, what it's like from application all the way to recording, So walking them through each stage of the loan and how it progresses is a game changer for buyers that especially have never done this before or haven't done it in the last 15 years. If you bought your house 25 years ago, it's a whole new game out there with regulation and disclosures. So yeah, you still need a little bit of expectation, and I hate to use the word hand holding, but it can definitely create a different experience and a more positive one for sure. Yes,
I was just thinking back to our episode with Jessica Wood on title. Mm-hmm. I can't believe I've been in this business for so long. I've bought 2 title policies, and I never actually understood what they were until she came along. So yes, set your expectations. Explain everything up front so your buyer is not sitting there asking, well, they're going to ask questions, but asking questions that you should have told them in advance.
Yeah, be proactive. Yeah, setting the expectation of this is what's going to happen next.
All right, number 9. They know the power of a clean presentation. They have their offers and counteroffers all properly structured so there are no surprises. And you hear this a lot with agents. I got an offer, but a line was missing. D wasn't crossed. Something wasn't checked. And now they got to send it back. And now there's going to be a counteroffer over just some missed paperwork. And I'm sure you see this on the mortgage application side a lot.
Absolutely. So offers and counteroffers with that presentation, sometimes it comes down to, for us, double checking the listing agent's phone number for ordering the appraisal. I mean, that's just a thing where you would think that it would be right 100% of the time, but we always got to call and double check. But it's that power of the clean presentation, which comes back to your presentation is your purchase contract. So having clean purchase contracts and in verbiage that everybody can understand.
Number 8.
They schedule their inspections right away.
Yeah, among most realtors we deal with on a regular basis, they call basically as soon as escrow is opened or as soon as they know escrow is going to open. And, that way they've got a little bit of leeway. But every couple of weeks, we get a call from someone going, oh my God, I need an inspection tomorrow because my contingency expires tomorrow. It's like, you had a 10-day contingency. Why did you wait to the 9th day to schedule the inspection?
Oh, well, we were doing repairs on the house. Don't you know? Always repairs up to the last minute.
And not just the home inspection, but you need your termite inspection. You may want a chimney inspection. There could be different inspections beyond just the general home inspection. And you need to have those scheduled if you've got your 5 or 10 day contingency period, you need to have it scheduled within those 5 to 10 days. So you're not waiting to the last second. Yeah. We can usually get people in within 24 hours, 48 hours. But, when we get really busy, it gets a little harder and you cannot wait to the last minute.
No.
Number 7, show up prepared. Agents who are prepared, they understand they got to get their disclosures. If there's an HOA report, they're going to explain vesting and how to get the vesting right away. They're going to get the prelim ordered. They're just going to have everything up front and as you said, proactive.
Yeah. It's like, how many times do you meet the client once they have, sent in their earnest money deposit? Some of them meet their clients once a week throughout maybe a 4 to 5 week escrow. Some of them every other day. But it is that conversation or that meetup, because you definitely need to go over the escrow paperwork with your clients. You need to go over the home inspection with your clients. As a lender, we'll go over the appraisal. But there are certain things that definitely I've worked, unfortunately, with some agents that, here, call this for everything, which is fine. I can handle it. But it's not always the best practice for your client, because I may not be the expert, because I'm not licensed to sell. I'm only licensed to originate.
Yeah. Which brings us to number 6. They actually read their inspection and title reports.
Yes.
This is an important one. I cannot believe how many agents will say weeks or months later, I never actually read the report. Your buyers are counting on you to advise them to go forward or not with this purchase, if this is in their best interest or not. So you need to understand the report. And you need to understand, not just the home inspection report, but what's the termite report saying? What's the title report saying? I know title reports are really boring. I used to work in wholesale lending. I used to actually read all those title reports. But there's a lot of interesting information. If there's something that's going to prevent a closing, you need to know right away. And if there's anything that's preventing this from being the ideal property for your buyer, you need to know right away and advise them accordingly, because you'd rather have an escrow not close and get sued later. You got to actually read these reports.
Yeah. And it also comes down to a couple of things, like on the prelim, you got to know, a lot of times it'll say if it's a condo or a townhome or a single family residence, it's not always looks what it is. So that makes any sense. The title report's going to clarify all of the land usage. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was always a big one back in the wholesale lending. Something would say a PUD and something would say single family home, and you got to get all those lined up before closing.
Yeah.
Number 5, this is really how I tell a professional real estate agent from someone who's not. Stay calm under pressure. A bad report or bad news is merely an obstacle to go around. It's not a deal killer. If I say something, about this house that's kind of in the negative, if the agent starts freaking out, well, then the buyer's going to freak out, and they're going to maybe, close escrow or pull out of escrow right there. The good agents just go, okay, we can deal with that. There's a workaround. Anything that we find in a house that's wrong can be fixed by somebody. It's just usually a matter of who's going to pay for it. And then, that comes down to the agents negotiating. So good agents understand, okay, bad home inspection report, that's not a bad thing. If you know how to deal with it, something bad comes up on the title, there's ways to deal with it. If there's something bad that comes up in the financing side, there's often a workaround. Restructuring
files. Obviously, we like to do that before you get into escrow, and I hate being the bad news bears. So delivering bad news to clients, like, unfortunately, you don't qualify for that high of a loan amount because of X, Y, and Z. It's not the fun part of my job. But it's all about how you handle it, right? So I've learned over my years is that it's how you handle it, and it's better to get it done quickly rather than let it linger, right?
Right.
So if you handle it with grace and honest communication, letting them know that you care, there's a way to deliver bad news. My dad used to always say, bring them in the office, show them everything that you've done. And all the work that you've done to try to, come up with a solution. So I think a lot of times what we forget is that we get so excited because it is such an emotional roller coaster for buyers and also realtors, because let's be honest, we all don't get paid until it closes. So if we can see the sign of, well, if not you get paid when your inspection report is done. But as far as the rest of us, it's very emotional because we forget some people need to put food on their tables. Some people need to pay their mortgage, and they're looking for that closing. They're looking for that commission. But at the end of the day, it's how you handle it. And I think that's enough said.
Number 4, ask the right questions. And this is big with driving me nuts from being in the field is you just get partway through explaining your findings, and whatever the first thing you said, the agent is already like on the phone, freaking out, trying to figure out how to fix the first thing. And like, you haven't even let me get to the other 10 things I want to explain to you. So that's not asking the right questions. The right questions is, waiting to the end and then going, okay, what can we do about all of this? Asking the right questions about, to the title rep, what is this really going to mean? Is this easily fixable? Asking questions to the lender that are relevant.
Yes. And that's a lot of times how I open up my first meeting with a new client is, there's a way of approaching it and building trust really quickly. And let them ask you all their questions, because I guarantee they have a list. If they have it written down, it's upstairs in their brain, and they've been holding on to these questions for a while. And so allowing them to, ask the questions, get it off their chest in that way. And then being, kind of steers what's important to them. It tells the other person what's important to them. And that's the beginning of a great relationship. Number 3, they communicate early and often.
Yes. It goes back to just being proactive. Communication is key. I cannot tell you how many times my office gets a call from an agent. We need a home inspection. Great. What's the address? It's in Encino somewhere. Okay. All right.
Let me look it up.
And then they don't even have their address. And then, all right, great. That's the address. What's your client's name? Well, I know their first name. Like, really? So yeah, you gotta communicate, on the inspection side, early and often. What's the address? What's their name? What's their contact information? Communicate with the lender. What's going on? What property have we chosen? What's the price? Getting all that paperwork, communicating to your title rep, communicating to your home warranty rep, getting everybody in line.
Sounds like someone needs to get organized.
Yes.
Yeah. So you can add that to communicating early and often and having all the information to provide to your team.
Yes.
Using a good CRM will do that.
Yes. Right?
Having a system.
Have a system. Have a system in place.
Yeah.
Number 2, top rockstar agents let the lender know if the buyer is starting to shop the lender in the middle of the transaction.
Oh, yes. So fortunately, this has happened to me. I got firsthand experience of this. If a buyer is unsatisfied, they're going to start looking around for a better deal. And usually they will communicate those feelings to the real estate agent in advance, where the real estate agent will kind of catch wind of it. If the buyer has a better relationship with the real estate agent, that is usually the form of communication that I get alerted. And that alert is very important because I can fix it, right? So find out whatever is happening, why they're unsatisfied. Lenders have the ability to, renegotiate the rates. They can offer lender credit to bring down some costs, or whatever it is that is unsatisfactory to the buyer. So that communication is key to keeping the deal together and closing on time.
Well, this, I think, really ties back to our previous episode about unsolicited lenders. And what happens if you're in the middle of a transaction and all of a sudden you get this phone call from some unscrupulous telemarketer trying to convince you that they're going to give you a lower rate or a better rate. Mm-hmm. And so the solution is not switch to this telemarketer. The solution is to go back to your lender and present the story and see if it's true. And maybe something has happened since the day you started and now that can't be fixed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about that form of communication. So you're absolutely right. Unsolicited telemarketers will reach out to our clients as soon as that hard credit pull is released. And so what I found is setting the stage, like letting them know, like, hey, first of all, I need to pull your credit report. It's going to be a hard pull. And also you're going to most likely experience unsolicited texts and phone calls. It's not me. Oh no, like buyers are usually appreciative, but there's a couple buyers that just unfortunately are very loyal to their realtor. But as far as the lender, they feel like they can just get a mortgage at every street corner. So they feel that they're in control of that, which I get. But without us, unfortunately, you may not have a deal. So each lenders are going to be different in their timelines. And so the rockstar realtors know that when they refer those agents over to us. So
which kind of goes back to number 10, which was setting realistic expectations. Number one top habits that rockstar agents do for a smooth closing is they treat their team of a lender, home inspector, title rep, escrow, home warranty as partners and not deal killers. Yeah. Can't tell you how many agents just look at us as we're just as obstruction to closing the deal and getting their commission check. And that's not how it should be. We're all partners. We all want to see what's best for the client. We're not here to tell a client to buy or not buy a house. We're here to inform them about everything about the house. Yeah. You're not here to ruin anybody's life. You're here to get them properly financed.
And give them a better quality of life. Yeah. And referrals and make everybody look good versus, deal killers. So. Sometimes I do feel like a deal killer. I'm not going to lie. If we're having a talk right now, a soft moment. Sometimes in this market, it's really tough. And so not everybody gets what they want when it comes to amounts and prices and interest rates. So it can feel like that sometimes. But at the end of the day, everybody's working together for one solid goal. And we're all a team. We're all together.
Yes. And I will say the really rockstar agents, they always make you feel like you're part of the team.
Yeah. Very complimentary. They let you know you did a good job. And that is nice to hear. It really is.
It is. All right. This has been the Real Estate Equation. I'm Ian with I Am Home Inspections, doing inspections that matter for people who care. 818-298-3405.
And I'm Liz Bushman with the Bushman team at Guild Mortgage here in Burbank. You can reach me at 818-405-0809. I'm your lender for life.